I'm back on YouTube. It's been so long since I've done my last video vlog, Talks with Treasure, and I'm so excited to bring it back because me, myself, I have grown so much as a person, and I now live in Atlanta, Georgia. I know a lot of people have recently seen me on the show, Love and Hip Hop.
But a man with a wandering eye would have a hard time with her in the workplace. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Well, I thank you for mentoring me, but I got to talk to you about some other things. So I was at the strip club the other day. Dom was there, Mariah, and a new girl, Lovely Mimi. But Tommy was also there. I have done reality TV. I've also worked at Atlanta Streets 945.
Streets want to take over your homie Young Jock, your favorite cousin.
What's up? It's the homie Mo Quick, Atlanta.
I love Streets 945. It's my station. And it's just like so many different things that happen in my life where I've been so much busy that I couldn't even come to YouTube. I know I would normally have a guest on the show, but I thought the perfect way to reintroduce after 2 years is to have myself, because after being on reality TV and stuff like that, so many people have so many questions, and I just want my audience to see my perspective on what I've been through and the things that they may have saw, heard, or witnessed. I want to get my perspective. I also want to just give the audience a little bit more about me, because every time y'all have seen my interviews, it was me interviewing someone else. As an artist, as a journalist, I love to put the spotlight on other people. Even though now I've put myself in a little bit of a spotlight, it's never been about that. So I just want people to just get a little bit more in tune with who I am, what I'm trying to do, what type of people are going to be coming up on the show, because it's definitely going to be a good season. I've met so many great people living in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was always in Houston, and I got all the great Houston artists, but in Atlanta I'm having my hands on so many actors, so many singers, so many up and coming everything, that I'm just so excited about what I can bring to you and the content that I'm about to create. So I'm just gonna start off with, who is Treasure Price, who is Treasure Pope, and who is Treasure P? Treasure Pope is my birth name. My dad's last name is Pope, and that comes from my dad. But my mom got married when I was in 7th grade, and my little brother's name is Jeremiah Price. My mom never officially changed my name, but being that my name was Treasure, it's just kind of like, I like Price better anyway, so that's how I started going by Treasure Price. And Treasure P is kind of like short, and I've also used that as a model and entertainment name. I definitely think Treasure P is my alter ego, because Treasure P and Treasure are really like not the same person sometimes, because Treasure P is like fashion, like going out, like drinking, like the boys' attention, I guess. And Treasure is kind of like the regular Treasure Pope, is kind of a little nerdy, a little weird. Some would say socially awkward, because I am a little awkward. And it's more of my nerdy side. I think I embrace both people or both sides of myself, because all in all it is what makes me whole. But I definitely think I have, when I'm Treasure P is when I'm drinking, it's more when I'm feeling myself, and like Treasure Pope is more like, I guess, like that Houston Southern girl that you would love. Growing up, I grew up with mostly my mom. My mom is a single parent, but I always knew who my dad was. Me and my dad don't have the best relationship. It's the weirdest part about our relationship is that he was in my life my whole life, but I don't know, he just didn't make such a popping presence, because maybe because my mom was always married and I had stepfathers. Growing up, I have always had a bit of a complex, because you know, my mom definitely had came from, like, you know, what some would say the hood, or, you know, the normal areas that people would consider, you know, I guess African American people to come from and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm gonna say normal, that's the wrong thing to say, good there. I definitely feel like, you know, I grew up in a decent neighborhood because my mom, you know, worked her way up to have good jobs. I was the only child, so my mom always lived in really great areas, and even if the area wasn't like super rich, she made sure I was in an area where I had a good school zone. So I always, people would say I talk like a white girl, I dance like a white girl, and I would go around my cousins and stuff. They would always like make fun of me because, you know, I didn't have as much flavor and sauce, because when you start going to school with mostly white people, when you like 5 years old, you know, you really don't, you know how to twerk and be on rhythm, and you don't always speak. Now I have a lot more swag to me now since I got older, and it actually started when I started going to a school called Drew Academy, which was a performing arts school. When I went to that school, it was the first time, like, I feel like it was like an HBCU of middle schools. It was definitely a lot of smart people there. Some of those people have gone on to be lawyers, nurse practitioners, doctors, engineers. I mean, that was a great school, but, you know, it was still early enough and it got my swag. And then I went to Nimitz High School, where that was called Club Nimitz, is what we used to call it. And, you know, it was so fun because it was that typical Black high school. You know, everybody wanted to dress cute, everybody wanted to be that. You know, it was a couple fights in the lunchroom. We even had the news crew there about every couple weeks, but it was a fun high school experience. I was on drill team. We used to call ourselves the Angels. The Angels was definitely, we did hip hop and stuff at pep rallies, but when it was competition season, it was definitely high kicks, pirouettes, you know, all that. Like, I definitely was at one point a train dancer, which, you know, less other things. So I went to University of Houston and I actually graduated. I have a degree in mass communications and my minor is in childhood development and education. So I always kind of wanted to be a teacher or a principal. As Treasure Pope has always wanted to do that. Then Treasure P loves to be in front of the camera, show personality, and be fun and spirited. So I did what anybody would do. I got both. Going to school and being a popular model entertainer was definitely interesting because I don't think nobody at U of H, that's the thing about when you think like you so notable and you think people know you. I was so notable in the Houston streets and on social media, but at U of H, I literally met people organically. Like, I don't think no one knew that I was in magazines or I was a booty model, or they didn't know that I was hanging out on weekends with some of their favorite rappers and stuff like that. I think everybody just kind of took me as their classmate. Now, once I got to our senior year, a couple people started finding me on Twitter and Instagram, and then they kind of started knowing it was cool. But it was great because it kind of just made them like respect me even more. It was just like, that girl, you have been in our classes, and we know you really go to this school because you really been in our classes and you've been making it to the next class or the next class, so you must be passing and doing well. So that's one of my proudest accomplishments, is graduating college. Not because it's that hard, because I've always, I guess some would say been smart. I went to private school and stuff, but it's just like the focus that I had I lived a hell of a life. Like, I mean, sometimes I wouldn't get in the house at 7 in the morning. I would take like a mini nap and then go to school the next day. But I always made sure I stuck to school because I have never been the model girl or the girl that's like, of course I love social media and I love like what it has done for me and what it can bring to you. But I've never been the girl that was just like, this is it, like this is my way. I always wanted to have several outlets, you know, to get me to where I wanted to go. Like, I didn't want to just depend on being cute. I didn't want to just depend on modeling. I didn't want to depend on that. I wanted to have something that was very, very solid for me, for anything. Because one thing about me is I like nice things. I like to live nice. And I ain't trying to go back broke. So if I got to go get a master's or a doctorate, you never know what's going to happen in my future, because I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep the bag secure. My first heartbreak. It's really crazy because I lost my virginity to this guy, but I wouldn't say that was my first heartbreak, but he like basically had like 2 or 3, you know, matter of fact, I'm gonna talk about this because the reoccurring theme in my life is relationships are not always what you think. I really think that, and even in high school, I lost my virginity to my boyfriend. He went to the NFL, just American dream. But he had like 2 or 3 girlfriends at the school at the same time. And my now best friend used to be cool with the girls. So he tells me what was really going on. And I'm just amazed at how even as a 16 or 17-year-old guy, he had game. Like literally, I would be over with him on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and so would the other girls. I mean, he really was pretty swift. But I wouldn't call it heartbreak because I definitely think I kind of knew what was up. But I had another boyfriend after that, and that boyfriend, me and him was dating. It was perfect. He had already graduated from high school. He was in his freshman year of college. I was in 11th grade. And I had met up with a girl that I was cool with in elementary. And me and her was talking. We was just catching up. And me and her was really good friends. We was like the only black girls at the school that we went to. And I just started talking to her. And she told me what high school she went to at the time. And I was like, oh yeah, my boyfriend used to go to the high school. He just graduated. And I told her his name. And he was like, I said his name. And she said his last name. I was like, oh, you know him? She was like, yes, girl, I know him. She was like, I got something to tell you. And she ended up telling me that her and the dude had been hooking up. And he told me that she kind of knew that his girlfriend name was Treasure, but I've been knowing the girl since 4th grade. So I do think a part of her may have knew, but at the same time, she really was looking out and wanted to let me know that my man was trying to play me. But being the treasure I am, the little Scorpio in me, my homegirl was messing with my homegirl, knew her boyfriend, and my homegirl and her boyfriend was best friends. So then she was messing with my boyfriend, even though I was happy she told me, I was supposed to talk to her boyfriend, which led to a fight between my boyfriend and her boyfriend, and it's just, that's high school. But that was definitely my first heartbreak, and I learned early on, you know. I can truly say I've never been in love. I've never had a dude that I could truly say that I love and I would do anything for. I've definitely been fond of him. I definitely liked him, but I've never been in love because my first two boyfriends and situations really taught me, like, you cannot be delusional. And I can say that maybe I choose the wrong guys, but when I was in high school, my boyfriend was in college going for engineering. Like, the football player, okay, maybe, but the other boyfriend, that's why it was a heartbreak, because I would have never thought he would have did me like that. So early on, I learned, be about yourself, be a boss woman, be a boss chick, get your own and do for yourself, because you can never depend on these dudes and how they gonna act and what they gonna do. And I'm so happy that I'm a type of girl like that. Sometimes I do hate I never been in love, and sometimes I do hate I haven't found the one yet, and I don't always let myself loose, but I know when I do find the one, he's gonna be the one, because I'm not no easy target. I'm definitely hell. I'm definitely probably a little much today. I consider myself, I'm really free. It's weird. Like, I am a radio personality, and I am a host, and I am so outgoing that people just naturally think I'm just bold. And I am a little bold, but I'm really kind of shy and reserved at the same time. Like, I'm a little bit of an introvert. Like, sometimes people will take me as rude if you don't know me, because it's not even that I'm trying not to speak to you or be rude. I'm really just always in my own world and like always thinking to myself, and I'm a little shy sometimes, so sometimes it don't look shy, it looks mean, but it's really just like me being a little nervous. I don't know why I'm like that. Okay, so the question that everybody wants to ask me about reality TV and how was that? Love and Hip Hop Atlanta season 6, Treasure P, I was on there. I actually was Young Joc, the rapper's assistant, and he is so crazy. I'm gonna tell this.
The scene you're about to see is me and my new intern Treasure kicking it at the radio station.
Crazy. I'm gonna tell this story because when I was in middle school, I talked about being like an awkward white girl, and I wish my friends didn't tell a story, because when Young Joc is going down, come on, he had like a little motorcycle dance. It's like,
it's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down. Anywhere you
like something like that. I still can't do it to this day, but everybody's making fun of me because I could never like hit the motorcycle well, which is, like I said, life is just so crazy, because that's one of the most funny stories me and my friends talk about. That foreshadowing. 10 years later, I'm on the show, and Young Joc is my mentor and my assistant. And that was definitely fun for me, because he's such a funny guy, and to be in front of the camera and getting the experience basically moving to Atlanta was fun. I definitely learned from reality TV a lot of things about myself, because it definitely taught me, like, you know, you can really want, maybe emotional to talk about it. It made me feel like you can really want to be a star. You can really want to have the fame and stuff, but it's like, it makes you feel like at what cost? So it's like reality TV for me was like, it was definitely just full of ups and downs. It definitely was fun to be on TV. It was definitely had their moments, but of course I suffered embarrassing moments. And of course, you know, it's portrayals of myself that I would not have wanted to be out, because I have worked so hard to, I mean, even though I've done bad stuff, I have always worked so hard to like make myself on top, you know, or make myself respectable. So of course it was like a little weird. So nowadays, since Love and Hip Hop is over, I did not return back to season 7. I am still currently working at the radio station Streets 945, just pretty much touching and doing whatever I can be doing. I'm not on air yet there or anywhere right now, but I'm definitely on my way, I feel like, to getting a spot on air. I also just had like a little role in a Netflix original little movie. It's called The American Dream, and Michael Black's is in it, and that's a good friend of mine who always, you know, lets me know and is genuinely always telling me how I can try for movies and things like that. And those type of people are so great to have in your life. I'm also working on being a producer. Being that I went to school for mass comm, it's like, it's not just about being in front of the camera. I love everything about production, speaking, lighting, stage, entertainment. Like, this is really my passion. This is not something I woke up and said, well, this is not something I woke up and said I want to do. This is something I want to do my whole life. So I'm moving into production. I want to produce maybe reality shows, produce movies. I really like to set things up. I'm really good at creative writing. So that's something I'm moving to. So I just want to let everybody know, whether you see me in front of the camera, whether I'm visible in your social media in your face, or if I'm behind the scenes playing coy, I'm always going to be doing something to get myself ahead. So thanks for coming in and tuning in Talks with Treasure with Treasure. And I cannot wait for you to see the rest of my guests lined up, because I have some hot topics and I'm really excited about everything that's coming to the YouTube show.